Hello folks. Well, can you believe it? It's nearly Christmas. This is our last Advent candle. And so you join me here at my kitchen table where this whole adventure started in March of this year. This is where the daily candle sprang into existence. We've had 100 daily candles, 20 something weekly candles, and now this is our 26th Advent candle. And can I just say to all of you who have been involved, thank you. Thank you for being part of this. What a story. What an adventure. Now for our Advent candles, as with everything else, this has taken a life of its own beyond anything that I'd ever dreamt of at the beginning. We came up with this idea that we would go through our favourite Christmas carols and we would each try and pick a line, our favourite line from our favourite Christmas carol. And what you folks have sent me has been inspirational. It has absolutely been the making of Christmas for me this year. To have all of these different faces and voices sharing their stories. It's been incredible how much the variety of us has been expressed in this, all of our different personalities. Very rarely did two people choose the same carol, and even when we did have a couple of carols that were picked twice, it was a different line from each carol that was highlighted by different people. Amazing to think as we sing these songs year by year, you know, when our favourite one comes up, we think, yeah, this is the best one. And incredible to think that as we look around a congregation at a carol service, everybody else is having that same thought at a different time. And all of these beautiful words and these incredible tunes mean so much to us, but in all sorts of different ways. So folks, for sharing your stories, for bringing those carols alive in whole new ways, thank you so much. Ironically, this being the year where we haven't really been able to stand in a packed church and sing out those carols at the tops of our voices, this for me has been the year where the carols have meant more than ever. They have come alive to me in whole new ways. And I know I'm not the only one. There have been all sorts of stories from across our daily candle community. These are some pictures that Rachel sent me during the week of the Christmas party at her Following God Together group, which is a Bible study for adults with disabilities. And they played Name That Carol over Zoom as part of their Christmas party. And then some of them got to show off their talents and perform some of the carols. So there's just one group among, I think, hundreds of us who have found the carols actually taking on a whole new lease of life and meaning in this year of all years. So I thought you'd like to see which carol won. Of course, like all good school sports days, everyone's a winner, but which of all of the carols that were chosen, which was requested most often? So here is the complete list of all the different carols that were used, all the different carols that had a line quoted in one of our Advent candles. So as you can see, on the basis of this very scientific experiment, in Belvoir, our favourite carols are O Little Town of Bethlehem, We Three Kings, O Holy Night, and O Come All Ye Faithful. And then that made me start thinking about which ones didn't make the cut at all. So I went back to my old little hymn book where we started off all those weeks ago to see if there were any carols that none of us chose. And there's one or two that I was quite surprised that we didn't have. No Love for Old King Wenceslas. We managed to miss Ding Dong Merrily on High, maybe no harm there. When the Crimson Sun Had Set, that's kind of a lovely one, but no one chose that. But the one that is leaping out of the page at me, how have we got this huge list of fantastic carols and yet we've missed the best one of all? Hark the Herald Angels Sing. None of us chose that, and so I'm going to pull rank and choose that to sing us out, to see us out as we light our last Advent candle. Now, genuinely, Hark the Herald is a fabulous carol, a real rafter shaker of a tune, something that the organ can really get its teeth into, and words, Charles Wesley words, the lyrics are just like a theology textbook in one carol. Leafing through them to try and pick a favourite is almost impossible. Veiled in flesh, the Godhead see. What a line. Or Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace. Hail the Son of Righteousness. Oh, fabulous. But the line that I'm going to choose as our last line of our last carol of our last Advent candle, this is the Christmas story in a nutshell. All of its humanity and its divinity all rolled into this one perfect essence. Mild, he lays his glory by. That's the wonder of Christmas, that the God of heaven and earth, the King of the universe, laid his glory by to become incarnate in that grubby stable. We will never even begin to understand the wonder of that. So for our last lighting of the Advent candle, in terms of the music we play, I'm going to do things a little bit differently again, since this is the last one. For all of the Advent candles so far, I've tried to find a very gentle, quiet version of the carol. And when we couldn't find that online, which was quite often, we tried to produce something ourselves. So big thanks to Thaniel, who got us started with some lovely kind of quiet guitar versions of some of our carols. And for me, it's actually been a really big pleasure. For the first time in many's the long year, I got my keyboard out and tinkled the ivories a little bit, and really enjoyed making a couple of little chill out versions of that. So yet one more little incidental joy of the whole Advent candle journey. But tonight, to finish off, no chill out version, no soft music playing in the background. Hark the Herald, I don't know if there is or it could ever be such a thing as a chill out version of Hark the Herald Angels Sing, so we are going to go out by raising the roof. This is the version that we made for our Sunday service for Scattered Together Christmas Spectacular. It's got Cameron on the trumpet, it's got Michelle on the piano, and Michelle and Ava and Eric on the vocals. It's got Susan on harmonies, and it's got me, although you can't see me, that's me on the organ. And there's even at one point, there is a gong, a la the wee man striking the gong at the start of the old MGM movies. So subtle it is not, but full of joy and worship, I hope that it is. So let's listen, or sing along if you like, to this fabulous carol as we light our last Advent candle with limitless gratitude for all of these songs and all of the worship that they express.